Welcome, friends, to Lumen Nature, a place where humans and animals of all kinds meet to celebrate the wondrous diversity of life on our planet.
We create these super theatrical situations with these large-scale animals that are kind of unbelievably rendered in car hoods. And what that does is it connects with people on a number of levels. So there's kind of an emotional response to the scale that creates a real kind of quicker pulse. There's kind of an intellectual response when the materials and the location, like for instance finding a polar bear in the desert, when those things come together. And then there's just kind of a real heart-centered response of, we render these animals with a lot of care and a lot of love, and that comes through, and people really get that, and people love animals, and so we're able to kind of build on this innate connection that people have with animals. And it creates a real dynamic situation where they forget their sort of inner voice, their daily moment. They have to kind of deal with this big creature in this new environment. And that is this real fertile, imaginative moment. And that's really kind of what we're going for in our work. And it kind of places the viewer in the center of the drama. They become actors. They have to kind of respond. And so we're sort of trying to activate our audience.
Longview polar bear, which we built in 2018. We got help from Burning Man Project, which is the art producer section of Burning Man, and the sculpture debuted at Black Rock City. And part of the vision of that work is, a giant polar bear made out of car hoods, is to draw attention to the connection between our carbon footprint and habitat loss. So when we were at Burning Man, we partnered with a solar energy company that powered the lights, powered the projections, which was super exciting. And then when the polar bear left Burning Man, it came to San Francisco and was a public art event for the Global Climate Action Summit, which was an international gathering of business and government leaders to commit to reducing carbon emissions.
It's a real testimony to the commitment of both, coming from our company, but also the people that we collaborate with to bring the bear around. Yeah. Because we've set this sculpture up in some very unusual places, some very demanding locations, and it's not been easy. It's been a lot of work, but we certainly want to see the bear get out there into the world, but so do a lot of other people, and they have stepped up and made this happen over and over again. And I think it's just kind of a testimony to the hunger in this moment right now for a piece that reflects these values of love of our planet and love of this species, and the recognition that now is the time to do something. And people, whether it's the zoo or the Beakerhead folks in Calgary or the city of San Francisco, the governor's office in California, people want to do something. And they understand that this sculpture is a public symbol for that value, for those values. And they want to make it happen. They want to be part of it. And it's super exciting for us to find ourselves having created something that means so much to other people.
Car parts are everywhere in the landscape, and taking that material and transforming it into a piece of art kind of mirrors that process of transformation that we all are in need of, just that we do need to transform our world, I think, in order to survive. And so, the process of taking the material and transforming it into something very different.
To a symbol of nature.
Right. And that is this
And a protector of space.
It's a process of transformation that, while we're doing it in this very particular way, transforming garbage into art, it's that process that really needs to be mirrored all around us. A big part of our work is that question, how is community formed and how do people kind of come together? And the thing about space is that space really makes certain things possible, or it makes certain things impossible. And so if you're asking yourself, how does a community come together? You have to look at space and say, well, is there any place where people can come together? Is there any reason why people would want to congregate? And if we create something where, I want to go get my picture taken with that polar bear, then you create all of these people who have the same picture, they all come kind of a part of the same story, even though they're all experiencing their own separate stories.